Hey Pisces, welcome to Intention 1111. Today I'm going to be doing a second half February love short. I wanted to say thank you to all of you who viewed the videos and interacted with the channel. I appreciate y'all. Excuse me. We're coming into the full moon in Virgo energy. So this is a really good time to take a step back and take a look at your progress over the last year or however long. Pat yourself on the back or regroup to get back on track to head where you want to go. Also, there may be some changes in relationships coming with this full moon in Virgo. So let's see what we got for Pisces second half love. Show me Pisces love first. Show me Pisces second half love. Free message. Excuse me. 12, 3, balance, alignment. Spiritual message. 5, changes incoming that are more in alignment with you, perhaps. And anger. So we've got kind of like a theme of shadow and light, right? Shadow and light. So you're coming out of something dark, maybe. Some of you may be coming out of something dark. Anger can be a good motivator if it's used in the right way, okay? I think until sometimes some of us just get real damn mad, about a situation, we don't change it. And if you're able to use anger as a motivator to propel you into changing something because you've just had it, then that's a pretty healthy way of alchemizing your anger, right? But you have messages incoming, spiritual messages. So this could be in the form of songs on the radio. It could be in the form of synchronicities, numbers, names, places, whatever, right? The universe is trying to bring you some messages that change us on the way. And it's time to close something out. Um, and it's time to get in alignment with the change, with the situation. So let's kind of see, excuse me, let's kind of see what's going on with Pisces second half. Show me Pisces in love second half. Show me second half. Conflict, clashing differences, incompatibility. So if this is love relationship, you may have gotten to the point, Pisces, where you're just like, you know what? We're as compatible as oil and water. I can't do this anymore. This is never going to work out. And you're being asked, because you're having feelings of despair, hopelessness, clashing differences, negative feelings about a relationship, right? You're being asked to be receptive. Be receptive to the change. Be receptive to the messages that are telling you, hey, it might be time to move on, Pisces. You feel abandoned by this relationship, not because of literal abandonment, but I think you feel emotional abandonment because you're not getting the support that you may feel like you need here. You're not being supported in some way, and you feel like, your person's checked out and they're just over here in the corner sucking up oxygen. There's no conversation, there's no intimacy. I'm not necessarily talking about sex, I'm talking about connection. And you just feel like, what, it doesn't matter what I do, I can't get through to this person. I can't get this person to pay attention to my needs. I'm trying to pay attention to their needs. I'm trying to, but I can't seem to have that reciprocated to me. And I just can't do it anymore. And I think now, if some of you have been separated from this situation, you are, you're sort of engaging, and if you're still in it, you've sort of been engaging in a little bit of reckless behavior, right? Reckless to you. For example, some of you may be, hitting it a little more than you normally do because that's how you're dealing with the stress. or you may be engaging in reckless, and if it's you or your partner, switch it how you need to. Engaging in meaningless, reckless sort of interactions with others. Maybe they're sexual encounters, or maybe they're just hookups, or, whatever. And you don't care if you get caught, right? So what, or whatever. That may be kind of what you're experiencing here. But what really you're longing for and you're aching for and you're wanting is deep emotional connection with another person. And you're not getting it here. And so you're angry because you feel abandoned in the situation. Now, that may be for some of you out there. Others of you, it looks like you need to turn this hopelessness that this person's never going to see you the way you want to be seen into motivation to start attracting what it is that you do want, right? Either way, I feel like Pisces, either you or your partner, you're being faced with a situation here that it's just time to go. And there may be a lot of bitterness and reckless behavior involved in that. Um, your partner, though, I think this is really kind of the disturbing part about this situation is that your partner doesn't think that you're going to do anything here. Your partner just says, "Oh, well, they're just going through a phase, and they're dismissing and they're invalidating, right? They're not trying to understand, they're not trying to recognize, and they're not trying to see what it is that you are acting out about or what it is you're trying to get across to them. And the worst thing, and this happens, guys, guys handle it and they're silent, right? But a lot of times, but this happens to women around a certain age in their life, okay? And people just happen to say, well, they're just going through something. Women always go through this kind of thing at this particular age, and it can be further from the truth. This is like, you're really trying to reach out. You're acting out because it's like a cry for help in a way, right? You want to be seen and heard because your partner makes you feel invisible and you feel like they are not emotionally supportive at all. It's like you could walk through the room butt ass naked, having a conversation about whatever, and they wouldn't even notice you were there. They wouldn't even come up for air long enough from whatever it is the hell they're doing to notice that you are doing something way out of character, way out of turn, right? So I feel like somebody is crying out here for intimate connection. And so once you recognize that behavior and you're able to recognize that, hey, you know what? I am self-medicating or I am acting out or I'm engaging in risky behavior because this is actually my request that someone see me, that my partner that I love see me. And you're not being seen here. And so once you're able to recognize that maybe whoever's engaging, doing this, right? That you're doing that, I think you can kind of stop the train on the track there and say, look, if this situation is making me so sad that I have to resort to doing these things, right? Then maybe it's time for me to draw the line. Maybe it's time for me to move on from this situation and start fulfilling my own needs and start seeing myself for who I am, start trying to find out who I am. Okay. And act accordingly. If you got a partner who is triggering you and you feel like you need to drink a lot to deal with them being in the fucking room, then maybe it's time to really get down to the nitty gritty about why you're self medicating. Why do you cope with it in that way? What is making you need to have coping mechanisms in that way, right? So this might be a matter of perspective that it's time for things to come to a close. I need to pursue my own happiness, clear my head, figure out who I am and where I want to go. It's not your fault this person can't see you. It's not a testament to your worth. It's not a testament to, well, if I was prettier, if I was smarter, if I was funnier, if I was boringer, okay? Because usually that's what it is. You're too much for this person, okay? They're like at a turtle speed over here, and you're doing jumping jacks on them. That's usually what it is, right? Or they're shut down from themselves or whatever. This is rarely kind of like like a fault, right? So I think, in order to get a clear headspace, might need to take some time here to figure out who you are and what you want. So let's see how this person's feeling about you right now, Pisces. Show me Pisces. How is this person? So you have ideas of releasing, moving on, letting go, walking away. You're better off. Happiness, clear headspace. Conflict in the situation. The partner's feeling the conflict. Why they are remaining to present without a pulse, I don't know. But you have the idea of a lot of conflict, a lot of self-preservation ideas. You moving forward. There's an idea here that your partner does feel like you're presenting as the Queen of Wands here, and your partner does feel like maybe you're a little too much for them. Maybe they feel like you get too much attention. Maybe they feel like you're a little too pretty, okay, to be let out of the cage, right? Maybe there's an element of control in withholding intimate connection or withholding emotional support because your partner is actually jealous of you, or they live in fear about how you may be taken away from them if you get a little attention somewhere else. And so they're shut down and they're just, it's a control situation. It's a control mechanism. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah, control, binding, constrained. You're feeling bound and constrained. Your partner is trying to exhibit some control because they know, Pisces, you can take off in 5 seconds and leave them in the dust. And that's what I suggest you do here, but it's none of my business, okay? Um, so someone here is really trying to revise contracts. They're really thinking about, I said my vows, or I made this commitment of some kind, and I swore that I'd be here for the long run. But the longer this goes, the more the light flees from my eyes, right? The more I feel my life force escaping from me, and I'm turning into something else that I never intended to be, or that is way out of character for me. And so somebody's rejecting a contract in lieu of self-preservation and healing. So as far, how does your partner feel about you? Your partner wants you to stay in a position here because they want to control the situation. And if they can dumb you down or dilute you or make you feel constantly like you're in a circle jerk of how come I'm not good enough for you to fucking have a conversation with me, then they have the control. And when you react or you act out of character or you engage in risky behavior, it's really reactive abuse that's happening. But they can see, they're just out of control. I mean, no matter what I do, they just want something else. They this, they that. And that's manipulation and control. And that's probably underlying issues that are happening that are making this situation be the way that it is. So sometimes we just got to call it. You just got to call it. Some things aren't good for us, no matter what commitments we make. You can't help that someone wants to exhibit control. You can't help that maybe something died here. Can't help that it didn't go in the direction that you wanted it to, but it doesn't mean that you sacrifice yourself in order to maintain your commitment, okay? So that's kind of what I'm getting here, Pisces. Let's see what your partner would say to you if they could. I think it's pretty clear cut here how your person's really feeling here. This isn't about you, it's about them. Okay, and that's why they withhold. So you could be experiencing that. What would this person say to Pisces if they had an opportunity? This person say to Pisces, the chance. I wish I could share my good news with you. To me, sorry, this is a victim mentality. And it's also projection, right? But I also feel in a way, this is what you're saying to them. You were the best thing in my life. You were the best thing in my life until I started realizing who you were. And then that's when I decided maybe I should, exercise some control. You'd be surprised people do that, and you'd be surprised. Okay. And it's so shocking when you find out that your partner actually hates you because they're jealous of you. It's the most bizarre thing in the world, right? So, let's get some advice for Pisces. Uh, deal with the unexpected. Treat the unforeseen as divine offering. Treat this as an opportunity. Okay. Treat it as an opportunity. This intervention